Greg.
Okay, you guys are all set.
There, I won't do that again.
Mike, are you in? Welcome everybody to the Town of Pownell Select Board Meeting, October 24th at 6:05. Sorry, we're a little late. Call to order. Board member roll call. Angie Rowling.
Carl Strohmeyer.
Jamie Percy.
Mike.
Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I am now. I just got unmuted. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
Of the United States.
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And justice for all.
Mike, are you chairing or would you like me to chair?
No, I can chair, and I'm in there now.
Okay, you all set?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, hon, take it over.
Approval of the agenda, public comment, approval of minutes, warrants, Bennington County Sheriff's Department mutual aid discussion, hometown heroes presentation, Williams College Consulting Group, ARPA discussion, town offices flagpole, laptop purchase discussion, possible action, town offices cleaning and maintenance discussion and possible action, BCRC mapping services estimate, discussion and action, possible action, public comment adjourned. We need to add BCRC request to use the space for Center Street residents open house and Ellen's treasurer hours are attached.
And we removed the hiring policy. That's why I skipped 13.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have a date for the BCRC?
Well, where are you putting it?
Where you putting the mic?
Well, let's put it down where they are, 16A.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the agenda with the changes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yeah, oh, sorry, hang on a second, guys. All those in favor, I have a motion, I have a second, all those in favor. Gotta do a roll call vote.
You have to do roll call because
Oh, I thought we did roll call.
I mean,
Yeah, but when you
On a
vote,
vote.
on vote because
You have to do a roll call vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. We gotta, Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Motion carries. Public comment, any public comment, Hannah?
Jim had his hand up.
Hello, people. Jim Kosas, North Mason Hill Road. Hey, I got that right this tonight. First of all, I just want to repeat what I said last week, that the discussion about the transfer station was just excellent. I mean, what was happening around town before any discussions were happening really made a little more sense. And I appreciate now seeing on the agenda that tonight is going to be a little discussion with the Sheriff's Department. I know there's been a sour taste in someone's mouth about how much we're spending for the Sheriff's Department. And I just want to make sure that, I mean, it's great to have these discussions before any illogical remarks are made or illogical decisions are made. And two of them that come into mind is someone saying that I'm not going to spend $100,000 on the sheriffs to patrol Pownell. So it kind of just put a bad taste in my mouth of how much would someone spend. It's not that person that's spending the money, it's the town that's spending the money. And basically the 100,000 is a small amount on everyone's tax bill. An example I gave with the transfer station, that the amount of 80,000 that's not being paid, or that's kind of off the balance of the revenues and expenses, is only $15 on someone's tax bill that's living in a house valued at 200,000. So basically, the other remark was basically, having to put the transfer station and the sheriff's department on a ballot article, to see if it needs to be closed. I think these are remarks that don't need to be made at a rational, irrational way. And that, I want to quote a gentleman that up in Shasbury, when they're having a little episode up there about the school district, his one comment was, we need to have discussions before decisions. And I'm sure you guys have had a lot of discussions, but I think also some of these remarks that happen, we need to have a little more discussion before we make these illogical remarks. The last thing I wanted to just say is that I really appreciate you guys doing what you're doing to try to hold down costs. People are complaining about the taxes being too high. It's happening all around the whole state. But the problem is that town taxes are really not that high. I mean, yes, they're up there, but depending on the value of your house, that you purchased and expenses that you have to do, insurance and oil and heating and everything like that, compared to the tax bill that is by the town, I don't think it's bad. I mean, maybe there's a little few people that think that it might be bad, but I guess the problem comes is everyone's looking at their tax bill and they're seeing the school district and the town, but they're not really seeing the school district and the town. They're just seeing a bottom line amount that they're paying. And so what what I'd like to see if you guys can, between now and maybe next year, see if there's a way we can send out two tax bills. One tax bill that is basically the school tax bill, and one tax bill that is the town. And I think people would understand a little bit better what they're spending for each. Thank you very much, and thanks, Mike. Bye.
Any more public comment, Hannah?
No other hands out.
Thank you.
Approval of minutes, October 10th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any discussion, any corrections? Comments? All those in favor, roll call vote, please.
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Warrants. Accounts payable, October 18th, $31,503.78.
So moved.
Second it.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Accounts payable, October 25th, $31,931.47.
So moved.
Second it.
Questions, comments, corrections?
None.
All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Payroll, October 18th, $11,670.36.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Payroll, October 25th, $12,638.27.
So moved.
Second it.
Any discussion, questions? All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Can we add Ellen's hours underneath this warrants, please?
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I don't have it. It's my packet's a little screwy because I just,
Because you
I'm trying
must
to
have.
knock off a bunch of paper copies. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Actually, I got it in here. So
Okay, it was in order when you picked it up.
Yep,
but-
yep, no,
I'm just picking on you.
Thank you for
All right.
that. And I
The
just
treasurer.
apologize. I'm working off my own laptop, not my town one and whatever, so.
No worries.
Hours for 2024 tax selection. October 28th through the 30th, 8 to 3:30. October 31st, 8 AM to 12 PM. November 1st, 8 to 4. November 4th through November 8th, 8 to 4. November 8th taxes are due 8 to 5. Taxes must be paid by 5 p.m. October, November 8th in person or online, or postmarked by November 8th to be considered on time. Any payments after 5 p.m. or postmarked after November 8th will be considered delinquent. If paying in cash, please have the correct change. Thank you, Armstrong, Mayor Treasurer.
Mike, can I just ask a question to the public, because you're coming across muffled here? We're having a really hard time hearing you. I just want to make sure the public can hear you.
Wait, who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Might be too
I'm doing my best, man.
No, I know you're doing your best.
We appreciate that.
Will you see if anybody can raise their hand if that
But
he's
this will be
muffled?
posted with the minutes also, correct, Terry?
He's muffled.
Yeah, you can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
It's muffled.
Okay.
Okay, but anyways,
Hi, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Sheriff's Department mutual aid discussion. We have anybody from the Sheriff's Department?
Yes, they are here.
And the state police.
You ready for them to take over?
you draw straws and see who goes first.
Come on up. Wherever you.
Wherever you're comfortable.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Director, I can stand. I'm more ancillary than anything else here today to answer questions.
Just be careful. If you do get up out of those chairs, they have a tendency of rolling away. So turn around, make sure they're behind you before you sit back down.
Thank you very much, Select Board, and people of Pownell for allowing us to be here today, speaking for you. We are here to have the discussion regarding the mutual aid agreement that was established between the Bennington County Sheriff's Department and the town of Williamstown, Massachusetts. So what I will do is speak a little louder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to defer to my Director of Administration, Director Ivanowitz, because it was Peter who put all of this together. So he did a great job. And here's Peter. Thank you.
So these are very commonplace amongst law enforcement agencies, very commonplace, fire departments, rescue squads, maybe even highway departments. I'm not really sure. When I came on and started working for the sheriff, I saw that there was a need for an agreement with the Williamstown Police Department to be available to help our people out in the event that the state police were all tied up in Dorset or something like that. And it was not a reasonable response time. Our concern was for, the citizens of Pownell and of course our employees. So with the help of Chief Zimba, we drafted this mutual memo of understanding. It took us about a year to get it done, but it's in place. By statute, we're allowed to do that. There's no added cost to the town of Pownell. You all have a copy of the memo of understanding and the statute. So it's pretty cut and dry. If anybody has any questions, I'll try to address it.
What are the hours?
Well, so.
The hours of what? Ann?
No, that's not. I think you
Of the
misunderstood it.
mutual aid, like,
It's an emergency basis, the way I understood it.
So if you have
it's at midnight and the ambulance has a call and they need help and the sheriff's
No,
can't
that's-
get.
No, if you have a critical incident, for an example, let's just say at the Southern Vermont Medical Center Pownell campus or Stewart's or something where this is an above and beyond critical moment where we have one Deputy Legacy that may be in the town of Pownell. And our closest backup would be the state police and or other surrounding agencies, but it takes time to get there. Right across the border is Williamstown Police Department. So now this mutual aid agreement is there for snap moment where we can work collaboratively together. But it's not only Williamstown here, it's also us for there. So this is a mutual agreement.
I
So
understand that, but it's a 24-hour thing.
Yes.
Hold on a minute.
That's not for
The
standard.
memo of understanding, the only people that can call for mutual aid is the sheriff in this county and the chief of police in Williamstown. So if there was to be a significant incident, it would be up to the sheriff that would request mutual aid from Williamstown. Or if there was a significant incident in Williamstown, they could request via the chief of police.
Like I said.
So there's no set hours or anything like that. This is if we need help and we need it quickly,
right.
we can get it.
I mean, this is a fantastic design put in place by Director Banowitz and working with Chief Zemba and spending over a year's time and putting this together and working with their town governance and so forth. This is really impressive for the people of Pownell. So it's also impressive for not only us, but to work collaboratively with the Vermont State Police, where we have those mutual partnerships. It's very important, and that didn't exist. So
Do you have an agreement with the sheriff department, the state police? Now, you can call for mutual aid to Williamstown. You're not on call. We got a trooper down at Stewart's. How does that work for the trooper to get a response from Williamstown? Does he do?
that's Lieutenant.
There you go. I guess that's the easiest way to.
And I think the easiest way is if we frame this up into a critical incident. And I understand where we live, it's a rural area, and you look at the news and you have these critical incidents like natural disasters or, let's say an active shooter. And I know that's on everyone's forefront in our country today. That type of stuff can happen from me calling the chief and him sending resources or a chief sending resources. So yes, I could call there and I would assume.
You can call down there and get them to send one of their officers across the line. Do you need to contact Sheriff Gully for Sheriff Gully to contact them? Because that's the way it's sounding to me. That's, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but.
No, go on.
No, go ahead.
This mutual aid agreement that Director Urbanowitz institutionalized is a relationship building event between the Sheriff's Department and Williamstown.
Right. Correct.
But if Lieutenant Coote were to need help, let's just say you have an active shooter at an establishment in the town of Pownell, and we need to send law enforcement there in a hurry in order to stop the threat. Then phone calls will be made to, whether it's by me or whether it's by Lieutenant Coote, to Williamstown Police Department to see if they can come and help.
Can he call Williamstown PD?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, and request, and according to this, because the way he explained it a minute ago, you were the only one that could request that support from the town of Williamstown.
No, I think what was meant, or correct me if I'm wrong, is that this is not for you to call Williamstown and have them come here. This is an agreement. This is a respectful conversation that we're having with you, this is not a permission granted by the select board for me to do this. This is my authority as the sheriff of the county to do this. So that's where this is going.
The next question I'll have for you is, you're not patrolling. You get a request from Williamstown PD to help them down there. Will we be charged for that request?
No.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
It's all written in the agreement, sir.
But it's easier for me if you guys explain it to me rather than to try to go through all
I
of
mean,
it.
it's no different if we've got an incident in Bennington or North Bennington and we have to send units. We notify our dispatch. We let them know that we are stopping or canceling our time or our contract, and we are taking over. Now, when we do take over in a community, let's just say that we do not have a contract with, that's on our own dime.
Okay. I'm good. Mike, do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything at all, James. It sounds like this is, something if your officers are in Pownell and need assistance, then you have an agreement in place to be able to call for that assistance. It's pretty straightforward from what I gather here. And as far as the state police go, they're totally separate from if the VSP calls for assistance from Williamstown, that's VSP calling and not, it's separate from your agreement with Williamstown Police Department. Is that's the only thing I have a question on.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's state to state.
And we have other resources to include the New York State Police. I've worked in border towns all over our state, and in times of crisis, MOUs are nice, but in times of crisis, commander to chief or incident commander to whoever we're requesting those resources for, that can happen on the phone. This is just the framework that allows us to have a better understanding as we move forward with that process, rather than it being willy-nilly in the moment.
Right.
But yeah, I sent troopers to New York State early last year. We have troopers in North Carolina right now during a natural disaster. So these things are commonplace in law enforcement, fire, as Director Ivanowitz said earlier. So this is just more formalized what the Sheriff's Department's worked on.
No problem.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
to
you very
explain it
much.
A little
Thank
bit.
you.
Yeah, and please know, I mean, this is an opportunity for us to establish something that we didn't have institutionalized as a sheriff's department, and we're trying our best to collaborate, share our resources, but think in a manner where if there is indeed a critical incident, we can properly address it, but also be safe doing so.
Oh,
So
excellent. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Mike.
Hometown Heroes presentation, Tara, is there anyone there?
Yep.
You guys are next.
You can stay, you can go, it's up. At your pleasure.
You sure?
Sure me.
Oh, bear with us. We're doing a screen share here.
While you're doing that, should we introduce ourselves?
Sure.
Yep. Start Dee?
Hi, I'm Dee Colte, member of the board, the Green Mountain Hometown Heroes.
Yep.
I'm Shirley Adams. I'm secretary of the Green Mountain Hometown Heroes Committee.
I'm Joe Bizon. I'm the president of the VFW Writers, and I'm a member of the Green Mountain Hometown Hero Board.
Oh, and Shirley and I are members of the Bennington Legion Riders.
Give us a second. I think Hannah's going back to kick the server a couple times.
The computer we're using for Zoom doesn't have PowerPoint, so she's got to get her regular computer.
Okay.
Oh,
Take her a second.
we can talk if you want.
It's up to you.
Points and.
I had just dropped it on a
There we go.
So, Green Mountain Hometown Heroes, we have 5 board members at this time. We're a collaboration of the Post 13 Legion Riders, VFW 1332 Legion Riders. We just had our first 37 banners installed in Bennington. If anyone has seen them, they're beautiful. We are incorporated with the Secretary of State as of this year, and we have applied for 501c3.
Our purpose, the objective of the Green Mountain Hometown Heroes Corporation is to honor our local veterans living and deceased by obtaining customized banners to be displayed on poles along the town managed streets.
And we do have a banner.
This is just a demo banner. See, it's on both sides.
Yep, yep.
You may recognize.
I recognize them from Bennington.
See it?
Is that the size that you used in Bennington?
This is
It is,
one of the actual
yeah.
banners, yep.
Which you might notice is different than the ones you've seen in New York.
New York.
New York tend to be a little bit bigger.
That's what I feel. They're pretty heavy duty.
Yeah, they are. We've had questions about how durable they are, so.
So
Yeah, that looks quite durable.
warranty for 2 years. So they are warranted for 2 years by the manufacturer. So some of our guidelines are people who are eligible, veterans, living or deceased, who were born or grew up, live in, and are associated would be with the town of Pownell. Service members who have been honorably discharged from any branch of the U.S. military.
Including, what's more on it?
Yeah. So we do have an application process. There's a 2-page application. Applicants would fill out. There is a fee. It's $190 for a banner. That includes the banner installation hardware and a small administrative fee.
This is not a money-making operation for us. We're trying just to cover our costs.
There's no fee for the town. Town incurs no payment whatsoever.
Do you want Hannah to forward your slides?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
So I don't even know.
Mike, you had a question?
I do. Who incurs the $190+ fee?
Whoever chooses to sponsor the veteran, it could be a family member, it could be another organization. Whoever chooses to sponsor the veteran to be put on the banner.
And how many banners, does that cover the cost of just one banner?
Correct.
Okay.
With the mounting hardware.
Yep. Okay.
And
Who takes care of mounting the banner and determines the location?
We knew that was coming. That's what, we've already done it, Bennington. That's the only thing we ask of the town to do is have the town crew mount the banners. But you also have to speak with Green Mountain Power.
Right. In
I'm
fact,
sure
it
you
was
guys have done that before with Green Mountain Power. Talk to them about putting them up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the
Green
town-
Mountain Power wanted the town to install them in Bennington. I'm assuming it would be the same here. So it's not really us making that decision.
Okay.
So basically, you're looking for permission from the town to move forward, to contact Green Mountain Power and to allow you to put them on our town roads.
Right.
It's from the select.
They're gonna be town roads. It can't be state. And then we can discuss, I come up with a couple ideas for different roads in the town. You want to be seen. I mean, I think, the center street down through here is good. Down in South Pownell will be a good street down by the church Street. And, what is the other street there by, is it,
Main Street.
yeah, Main there by the churches down through that way.
We can do Dean Road in North Pownell.
Yeah, that was one of the tough one is North Pownell, because there's not really a lot of paved or well-used dirt or well-used roads down there. So I'm thinking maybe even the back road down to 346 over here. That's a good road. I mean, that's well-traveled, so people can see them. And then, I also come up with, a North Pownell Center Street, or not Center Street, but, Barber's Pond Road up here. North Pownell Dean's Road.
Dean Road, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I would buy.
There's not a lot in North
Dean
Pownell.
Road.
That's one of the,
Yeah.
paved, traveled roads in North Pownell. That's not a state road.
That is actually a computer. You
I
can.
mean, if you guys are okay with that, that's fine.
Choose those arrows. You can go to the next slide.
Those are just details we can figure out later.
Right, exactly. Those are just some suggestions that I had, because I think,
Yeah,
like I said, South Pownell, Church Street Center, this one out here, which I think would be a great place for them, because we're here with all the town,
Yep.
all the way down through to the school. I would, yeah.
How do you get the word out so that people know they can apply for this as the board?
So we just created a Facebook page. We do have an email. None of us have given out our personal
no, don't do that.
numbers yet.
Don't do that.
So, and it's been working really well. We have a PO box. We would like to do, most of our applications by email. And we do understand there are people who do not use email or social medias. We are trying to come up with a way to deal with that.
Is there a minimum amount or a maximum amount that you would accept? Like if somebody, say you only get 2 people that want to put up.
You know, since we already have a relationship with the banner company, if it were only 2 people, we'd go ahead and honor that.
Right.
Probably the maximum number is how many poles you all have in, on all that we can hang banners from. Because not every pole is, if the pole has something else on it, Green Mountain Power wouldn't want us to use that
Correct.
pole, so.
It's been well received. I mean,
Yes.
put it this way, we're loading up the polls, whatever polls we can get, we're asking for more. We asked for more
Yep.
the other day in Bennington.
Yeah.
So we
I think
had-
Pownell has quite a few veterans we don't realize,
Yeah.
you know, so we should be able to fill up some roads, I think. you
And
know.
we'd hope to promote this through the VFW and Legion groups here in Pownell as well. I mean, the
The
riders
Legion out of
group
VFW.
reads with, rides with many of those folks, so we have contacts.
And that's why I was trying to figure out something close to the Legion too, to have these flags close to the Pownell Legion too. But the closest I could find to be that crossroad between, where the old school was there, what's it?
Oak Hill.
Oak Hill, there you go. Oak Hill Road is another one, and the crossroad to it. I guess that might be a extension of Ladbrook, I don't know.
It is.
It is. So those, you know, those roads serve.
And a lot of it would be nice if you put the banners of the veterans in the area that the veterans had lived in or living in.
Yeah, we had to kind of put a quash on that a little bit. I know, because especially with Bennington, we had so many veterans at once.
Yeah.
They wanted to be put together. They wanted to be,
Okay.
it made it a logistical
Nightmare. Okay.
especially because you get a rush. Well, you know, next we're going to Reedsboro and North Bennington and Shasberry.
Yep.
So we're going through all these. So I figured Paolo would want in on this because I think they're really cool. Myself, you know.
There is an instruction sheet that goes with the application that explains. It gives our email address, our PO box, where they would mail their digital photos to.
Will you be able to get the application from your Facebook page?
I don't have that uploaded yet.
Yes.
I am working
It will
on
be.
it. It will be.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Emails on there, send it around. That's one that I was gonna do for my, but I'll wait until.
Actually, I have an extra copy if somebody wants to keep one too.
Actually, oh,
It's got the email right on it, Carl.
would you mind if you've got a blank one? Tara, I'm gonna ask, could we take a scan of that or however we want to do it and post it on our website?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I'll keep hard copies here in case people want to come in. I can help them fill it out and submit
That actually goes back
through email to you guys.
So-
You guys keep
back to you. No, that one's not a blank one. That's got the number.
it's just got.
Here's a blank thing.
I think we have one.
I can make lots of copies.
So what we're trying to not have to do up until last week, Shirley and I are running around to the VFW, to the American Legion, to the PO box, trying to meet with people, especially people who don't have email addresses, because we will not order a banner unless the sponsor can confirm, yep, this information is correct and that picture is the right picture. So
So they
that's
send
been
in the
difficult.
information and then we turn around and then we confirm that it's them because Lord, we don't want a.
No, you don't want a problem.
So I met with the veteran this afternoon at the VFW. I didn't have the correct picture with me because I was given an incorrect picture. I followed him home to his house and went in and took a picture for his banner for him. He has no email address. So we're
try to
trying
help.
to help them. We want to honor them. They just.
They deserve it. They absolutely.
They can send all the information in the email
Mhm.
and then the check to pay for it can be sent to the PO box. Is that how you want to do it?
Yep, and that's right on, it should be on the instruction sheet, our PO box.
Once you set up your 501c.
So basically what you're looking for is you're looking for the town of Pownell's blessing to go ahead and move forward with this thing, right, Joe?
Contact Green Mountain Power, say we want to do so what Bennington did, mounting, come out the poles, make sure you get the permission, everything for whatever poles we're talking about. If you guys confirm those roads that we're talking about, I think that's pretty easy. Everybody kind of agrees with that, what roads they are. And then contact Green Mountain Power and then have your road crew to put them up. I mean, that's basically what it is.
So we contact the electric company.
Yeah, you guys, well, whoever your
Yeah.
road crew person is or whatever, that might be easier for your road crew guy.
They won't talk to me anymore.
And we try to.
And
get
then
them in batches to make it
permission for
easy.
you guys to have your road crew guys mount.
Sounds great to me.
If becomes an issue, I'm getting,
What's the board pleasure?
I make a motion that, we move forward
I'm here.
with the Hometown Hero program.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. So we'll move forward with that, Joe, and I apologize, I don't remember anyone else's name and, we'll move forward with this then.
All right, thank you guys, appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
So just kind of an administrative thing, the contact would be,
Kara.
okay,
And I'll email you tomorrow.
great.
She has her email address.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you all want to leave?
They're going home to eat.
Whatever way you want, it's fine.
Either way.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I don't see you.
I won't take it.
All right, guys. Have a good.
Williams College Consulting Group.
Guys, thank you for coming.
No.
Okay.
Here we go.
There you go.
The Williams College, Consulting Group discussion?
What's that? We're just, everybody's leaving, Mike.
Yep, I can see that. The Williams College.
No,
discussion.
we don't want you to leave. No. Everybody else here has left.
Okay.
All right. We're good now, Mike. Go ahead.
Williams College, Consulting Group discussion. Possible.
Not a lot to discuss. Scott Grumline, BCRC, came across a consultation group. They provide free consultation from, they're out of Williams College. They're business students, from Williams College, and it's a free service. I have not looked into it at all. I just wanted your blessing to look into it for the transfer station.
And that's, okay, yes.
They do like municipal studies, feasibility studies, that kind of stuff.
Could I make an ask and make that talk, but I also would like to know if they could provide us any other type of service. Such as, I had just been discussing about, I have issues with, we're gonna have manpower issues coming down the road. And I don't know if they might be ones to help us do, I don't know if to study us, to see if there's any place that we can improve. Because think about it. How many people on the road department are within 5 years of retirement?
I believe that's what she said, the feasibility study.
For the transfer station.
Yes.
But my thought was see what they are. Do it for the transfer station, but ask if there's anything else that we can do.
Okay.
That's all.
Broaden the scope.
Broaden the scope, that's all.
The rest of the town, okay.
I'm all for checking it out and looking into it and seeing what they can offer.
And I'll come
now.
back before
Yeah.
Yeah.
before we commit to anything, so bring back what it is exactly.
Yeah, because they're probably gonna bring in and ask if this is, they'll have some suggestions of the scope that we want.
And I also don't
Yeah.
know if it's a certain time of year or a certain semester that they dedicate to this stuff, or if it's all year round, or I don't know any of the details, just was looking for basically your blessing before I move ahead.
I think we should look into it, Tara, and see where it goes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
ARPA discussion updates and possible allocations.
So you all had my updates, what was already allocated and what is remaining. We have $129,823.48 remaining to be allocated. I, of course, had my suggestions based on talking to Joel and a few other things. The main request I have is that we purchase a side-by-side for emergency services. Currently, our volunteer services use their personal vehicles. And if something happens, they're out their side-by-side that they've paid a lot of money for, and I don't think that's right. I'm also concerned because we have new access to a large forest area. We're gonna have more hikers and more access to this very big piece of land, and getting up there is not gonna be easy if there's an emergency. And we're talking all kinds of emergencies, from someone being hurt to fires. And the 50,000 that I'm requesting, I've worked with Craig to come up with quotes, and that will purchase the side-by-side as well as equip it for fire and rescue. And it will be available to both fire departments as well as the rescue department.
So it also said trailer and equipment and gear.
Right, you store it within the trailer, and then the gear is actually a insert that goes onto the back in place of like the standard bed.
Mhm.
And it has some pumps like for Indian tanks, and then a stokes area for carrying.
Well, I think, Jamie, I think we're jumping to conclusions on what it's gonna have equipped, right?
Well, no, I'm just giving her an idea of what they're doing.
That's what's in general. So I think
Right.
before we allocate any money to a side by side, and I'm not opposed to it, I think it's a great idea. I do think we need to look into what it has for equipment on it. And
Correct.
there's a whole bunch of things that go along with this, right? Where is it gonna be stored? Who's gonna be in charge of maintenance? Is the town gonna be responsible for maintenance or the rescue squad or the fire departments, or where's all that gonna come from? I think before we allocate the money for that, there's a few things which just need to be ironed out before we move forward, right? Is it gonna have rescue equipment? Is it gonna have rescue equipment and firefighting equipment? Is it gonna be, where's the trailer gonna be housed? Is it gonna be housed at the town office or the town garage or whatever? So I think there's a few things we need to look into.
It will be stored at the, where Craig would have access to it. Craig is the emergency management coordinator, would decide where it will best be stored and how everyone can access it. He would also help me decide what equipment goes on it. That is not up for us to decide.
I did have one other question though. Why a side by side and not a four wheeler?
Because side by side can carry more people as well as more equipment. And it can bring a patient out.
Okay.
So Craig is doing this on his, I shouldn't say authority, but his position as emergency coordinator for the town of Pownell. This isn't coming from the fire department, it's coming from
That's correct.
the emergency coordinator for the town of Pownell.
And me, because we've added a
Correct.
risk to the town. As far as storing it, it would be stored there, but I do need to check on insurance. Because I don't know if the town owns it and we insure it, I'm not sure our insurance carrier will let us store it there and have it used for fire. So it may need to go on one of their policies, but
That's something that has to.
yeah, I can look into, over the next couple of weeks.
I'd like to look into that a little bit more, Tara, and bring that back to our next regular meeting.
Yeah.
Just to iron everything all out here. I just think there's a few things we just need to iron out.
Okay. But no, that's what's gonna happen, Mike.
Is that just insurance you want me to iron out, or what else do you want me to figure out?
Well, so we need to figure out the insurance, right? We need to figure that out. We need to figure out who's gonna maintain it. If it's a town-owned machine. It's not a fire department owned machine, right? It's a town owned machine, so who's gonna be doing the maintenance on it? Because, and Craig, God forbid, Craig's not the emergency management coordinator anymore, next year. And the emergency management coordinator it's somebody totally, you know what I mean? It's this whole, there's a few things I think we just need to iron out. Before we just say, okay, we're gonna spend 50 grand here on this and be done with it.
Okay,
And I can get with you. I should be a little more mobile next week. Right now I'm not very mobile.
I think I can handle the insurance calls and whatever.
Right,
Okay.
and we just need to know we just need to iron out who's in charge of maintenance and, because if the town owns it, like I said, are we responsible for the maintenance? Or is the rescue squad in charge of maintenance, or the fire department in charge of maintenance? Who would be in charge of maintaining? If it's and I'm totally for this. I just think we need to iron out. I think we need to iron out a few things just to make sure we do it the right way.
Okay.
All right.
What do we think about the other suggested uses? I don't think the public really knows what we're looking at, so the other ideas were parking lot paving,
And that's behind here.
the back parking lot and the roadway out.
That was my other question, was
Emergency.
Emergency
exit
road.
Out here, and that pricing I got from Joel.
right.
And then the staircasing is just like a generalized amount, because I know that you all were interested in having stairs put in.
Just so people understand that are out there, from the road down the bank to the town office.
Yes.
For when they park up there, that they can walk down the stairs.
So when we have the back ramps done, Hannah's gonna see if they have the capability of doing that, or if we have to get it engineer designed, which could affect the cost, obviously. But this can just be an initial discussion, and we can come back with.
Yeah, let's go back on that.
The compactor for the transfer station.
I want to talk about that for a minute. Joel and I went down to Williamstown. We were invited down by the town of Williamstown to look at their transfer station and things that they run, and how they run their transfer station. And we've been talking about trying to make our transfer station run more efficiently. They just installed refurbished compactor down there for around $13,000. And I think it's an opportunity for us to, I think it's an opportunity for the select board right now to work on making this transfer station much more efficient. They saved approximately $9,600 on their first year with that compactor, because they're paying the same as us. They pay a hauling fee every time someone backs into a dumpster, whether that dumpster takes out 1 ton or 9 tons. With the compactor, they're taking out of the cardboard and paper alone, they're taking out an average of 9 ton versus a ton or a ton and a half every time. My idea, and I think this is where the consulting firm, I guess, would maybe come in. I don't even know if we need them to do this. We could probably do it on our own. Kyle's been working on this. I noticed some of the emails, Kyle, with asking Tom back and forth. My ideas are we get a compactor for our cardboard and our paper products. We get a compactor for our plastic and glass. We separate out our tin cans. They go into the metal. This is basically what Williamstown is doing. Then we can put our demolition debris under cover in our tipping shed, so that we're not paying for water weight on insulation and and sheetrock and whatever else, it's undercovered. We're not paying for water weight because we pay by the ton. And Kyle, jump in anytime. We're paying by the ton for, getting rid of our construction debris.
Correct. As of right now, my calculations, the numbers I got from Tom for our construction debris is our construction debris is a net positive on,
Yep.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I saw that.
Our construction debris is a net positive, going in and coming out. The trash, I had to do some calculations because Tom can't get me the September figures. This is only for the month of September.
Right.
Because but my figures say that, the trash may end up being barely a net positive. But, where we lose the money is on our recyclables, and that is on the transportation side. Because you figure if we're shipping out 1 ton of recyclables per load at $212, if you times that by 8, that will be the savings for, one of our, classes of recyclables. So.
I mean, I'd like to see 2 compactors come in. Put them on a cement pad and redo our transfer station. I've got some ideas, but I think it's, it needs sort of a.
Why don't we go with 3?
Well.
I mean, the bottom line is, Mike, if we've got 3 things that we're dumping garbage, we're still gonna end up, all right, I believe, unless you're figuring that the cans will generate money from the metal perspective.
Well, I think.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna generate any money, Carl, but it won't cost us to get rid of them, right?
But I think we should look into another option as far as recycling the tin and the metal anyways. I've been doing a little more on that. I just haven't narrowed down all the numbers, but definitely better than what we're presently getting.
Maybe we should bring this back to the next regular to discuss transfer station some more.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna suggest that we put 20,000 towards a compactor, and then Tom has equipment fund money, so he may have enough to do 1 or 2 or 3, or I don't know, but maybe involving him in the conversation and
He should definitely be involved.
have more of a.
Mike, did Tom go with you down to Williamstown?
Tom was there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I just heard you say Joel and I was a little worried.
Sorry. No, Tom was invited as well. I made sure Tom was invited.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mike, did you get from them down there what the cost was? Their cost for the compactor?
It was 13,000, but it was used.
It was a used refurbished compactor, was $13,000.
And is that compactor and container?
They use Casella right now. Casella.
Oh, okay.
Containers.
Gotcha.
Casella supplies the container. So
Okay.
there's no cost for a container.
Okay.
So it's a standard drop and pickup fees as far as that goes.
Standard like we're paying right now.
Yes. I guess that's a question to confirm.
Okay. Then done. So I put 20,000 towards highway because Joel didn't get a lot of the ARPA money, and he will have 80,000 to pay off on the truck this year. And then the rest towards the cemetery fund, but I can bring it all back, which is just.
I really like the way you have it broke down here. I think it's great. I don't have a problem with the 50,000. I just think we need to iron out a few things rather than have it here and then try to iron out. The compactor, all of that stuff, I think is, and I think you're right. This is a discussion. I think we need to bring the transfer station portion of it back at the next regular board meeting. Bring Tom in, and move forward with this transfer station to try to save money. Williamstown used 80% of their budget last fiscal year. They didn't use 100% of their budget, so. Not that I'm trying to be like Williamstown, that's not it at all. I'm just trying to be more efficient with what we're doing. And I think this is a way, Carl and I have discussed this a little tiny bit. I think this is a way to, I think it's a way to bring it into, a little better balance.
I think, it's not about being like anybody else. It's about, like you say, upgrading our facility. And by visiting other facilities, we get to learn what's working, what's not working.
Right.
So, I mean, it's good information.
Mike,
Yes, sir.
in that discussion that we had for the transfer station, I'd like to have a discussion amongst us, the board members, on exactly how we want Tom to give us a monthly report on the comings and going, or not basically what he's got coming in and what's going out. I'd like that on a monthly basis. I don't believe there's any reason why he shouldn't be giving us exactly what we're generating per class of material and what it's costing us to ship that material out.
I think that's totally fair.
And I think we as a board need to have a discussion on that and then inform Tom exactly what we're requesting of him.
Well, we'll put that on next, regular meeting, Tara.
Yep.
Perfect. Is that all right, Carl? Next, well,
That's perfect. I'm okay with that as long as we just move forward with that because
Right.
I don't think that we're getting reports that are actionable reports to work with.
no, I think it could be a little more timely.
So,
Anything else on the ARPA discussion? I think we're in good shape.
well, I think we did ARPA and trash at the same time. So.
Yeah, no, we'll bring it back and those are just food for thought on the suggested uses for the rest or allocations, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, no, I think they're great. I think they need just a little bit more discussion and I don't like to do that, but I think they just need a little bit more and then, move forward. But I think it's great. Anything else on ARPA discussion?
Nope.
Town office flagpole discussion and possible action. Everybody got the bids for that?
Yep,
There was 2 bids.
4,000 and 3660.
And then I actually got a third one today for 4,000 for a 25-foot. And I have the money in the town office ARPA allocated.
I prefer 30-foot.
You prefer 30?
I prefer 30. I'd prefer 100 if we could do it, but just because I'm that kind of guy.
Okay.
And the Garrison flag's real expensive, and we need 2 of them each.
I know, it would become overly expensive, but I'd rather have a 30-foot pole.
Oh, I'm saying for 100.
Yeah, that would be kind of garish, I know.
Anybody have any preference other than Carl on the height?
A standard is what, 25, right? Basic.
They're all
over the
What's the
place.
size out here, do we know?
I think it's 25.
You do believe it's 30?
Yeah. I know.
So the 30 was 4,300.
And what was the 25?
36,609 or 4,000.
So $600 more for,
Yeah, about $6,400 more for a 30-footer versus a 25.
Did that happen to include a lighting tech?
I don't believe it does, but I think we can purchase, there's solar powered ones that you attach to the top. I was gonna suggest we do that anyways, if it's not included.
and I'm not wed to the 30-foot if everybody else wants a 25.
Well, you're planning on putting it out here,
Mhm.
and between the.
Tree and the building,
Thinking
correct?
between the building height, the church height, it'd be a nice contrast.
Yeah.
With the 30.
I'll entertain a motion for a 30-foot flagpole installed from flagpoles, etc.
So move.
Second,
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye, and I voted out of roll.
I did.
That's fine.
Yeah, yep. All right, so we'll get that order up there, we're good to go.
Yep, thank you.
Laptop purchase discussion and possible action.
So I basically just need your blessing to order 2 new laptops. Hannah's started to act up and mine does here and there, so. If they crap out on us, we have no backup, no
So
backup.
my question is, it's 2470.84 for both, correct?
Yes.
And how long do you think they will last?
It's like, these ones are old. These are like 6 years.
Okay,
Use them, the suggested lives are like 3 to 5 years.
3 to
We
5
use them
years.
past that.
that was my only
Can you get
question.
any credit for the ones you had?
No, he said to just keep them around.
Or can we possibly get them upgraded for spares?
We could, yeah, I mean, we could have them do a,
You're gonna continue using yours, right?
yeah.
And I think I'm gonna continue using mine as well, because mine acts up and it won't, the mouse pad won't work. But then
That's what
now
happened.
it's working again, so like Tara said, it's good to have them just in case our.
Because sometimes
We
it,
only have laptops.
and the turnaround on these can be weeks.
Mhm.
Because I have to get approval from you guys and then order them and then sometimes, so I rather just have them.
You should definitely have a backup.
We haven't ordered computers. I mean, we ordered one for Joel the year before last. That's the
Just
only.
shortly after we moved in here.
Whether those are your backup or whether the new ones are your backup, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have the IT people sync the.
Yeah.
So everything that's on your computer will be on the new computer.
So.
Yep.
I
I'll
guess-
entertain a motion to purchase 2 new laptops for Hannah and Tara.
I'll second that.
Uh,
Or I'll make the motion.
Can I amend have a motion of, sorry,
Blah, 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 blah.
the motion amended that we purchase the 2 new laptops and then have these 2 laptops refurbished or upgraded
At some point.
at some point.
Yeah, I don't think that has to be in the motion because it's just our IT people just.
We'll just-
through it.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's not-
Sent out for it, that's all.
Too cheap.
So I have a motion on the floor to purchase 2 new laptops at $2,470. I have a second.
Yes,
All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Okay, town office cleaning and maintenance discussion and possible action.
So now that Bill isn't here, I kind of had to divvy up his duties. Hannah's taken on some of the safety, building safety checklist stuff, fire extinguishers, AED. We obviously need a contract cleaner for a large portion of what he was doing. So I did it under a contract format because it's just easier. And then this can be given to different companies that we call for estimates. If you give me the blessing to go for estimates, rather than go for an RFP.
We had
I'd rather have estimates. Because we could, if none of the estimates work, then we can go with the bidding process.
Right, we can do something else, but, I'll call 3 to 5, I'll get 3 to 5 estimates and then go from there. But in the meantime, obviously, we need cleaning and Ellen has been cleaning. So I was hoping that you would approve me just paying her $20 an hour for a couple hours a week that she does that. Otherwise, our bathrooms are gonna be dirty and floors unswept. I mean, she's been doing it already, so I just feel like she should be paid for it because it's not really her job.
Yeah, you should be compensated for doing the job that.
Right.
And it won't affect her muni or anything like that. It's just a temporary fill-in for a few weeks until we can get a company in here.
So what did you pick up? You said that you picked up some of Bill's too.
No, I gave them to Hannah.
Oh, you gave them all that? That was one of my questions, is what you had to pick up.
No, I didn't. And then we're gonna call a company, we're gonna contract out like the filter changes on the furnace downstairs and the water filters. And then anything that we need, like maintenance wise, we'll have to probably contract out if not,
Oh.
do it.
For your filters, you want to include your HVAC because those have filters in them also.
Yep.
And if it's easy enough to do, I don't mind changing the filters when 14th State comes if they can show me how to do it. Because Tara was ordering them and then Bill was doing it.
I can show you how to do it.
Okay, yeah.
Not a big.
I also, Tara, want to know if this adds to Hannah's what she's doing now, should we increase her, if Ellen's cleaning the toilets and picking up the pieces and Hannah's picking up the pieces, let's pay Hannah a portion too.
I don't know if it really is adding to Hannah's, she can do it while she's here. It's a little bit different. I mean, do you feel like you want to be paid more for? I mean, I don't know how you would do that unless you're talking about increasing her hourly pay.
Oh, because she's a paid employee on an hour. How would you turn around and do that from, would you just add an hour to her workday? How would you do that, Mike?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think she has to check the fire extinguishers every day.
She's
Right.
not.
No, that's once a
She
month.
doesn't even have to check them. She just contact the company to come and
Right.
do,
Right, so.
And that's once a year, every 6 years,
Right.
every 6 months.
which she was actually doing anyways when Bill was here.
Oh, okay. All right, I just.
Cause like Bill would go to her.
It's a gold
Ready.
star.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Golden ticket.
What's the board's pleasure for Ellen?
Do you want to do a maximum hour,
No.
of hours, or how do you?
Know approximately how many hours it takes her to do
It's probably like, I mean, it is a big place, but
so many.
a couple hours a week.
She only does the bathrooms. Does she go downstairs too and do that?
I mean, we will if we ask her to, yeah.
But is that what Bill was doing? He was doing downstairs too?
Yeah, so she has to do what Bill does, so.
So 2 hours a week, do you think?
That's,
Yeah, that's probably enough. And we have we have Bill's salary, so we can come out of that line.
Okay. I make a motion that we pay Ellen for 2 hours a week for cleaning the facility on a temporary basis until we can find a
contract.
contracted service.
Second that.
Correct.
What, are you paying her a pay rate of $20 an hour as Sarah suggested?
Yeah, that's my suggestion, $20 an hour.
2 hours a week.
Yes.
Okay. I have a motion on the floor in a second for 2 hours a week, $20 an hour for Ellen for cleaning.
Yeah. Only thing I would say is if it ends up takes to her 3 hours.
Then she needs to come to Tara. and
That's
help
exactly
her.
all I wanted to get out of everybody.
Okay,
So.
Right, she can bring it back, that's fine.
yeah.
I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor?
Charles Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Jamie Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. BCRC mapping service estimate discussion and action, possible action.
Okay, so for the forest land, we have lots of moving pieces, so to speak. Lots of people collecting inventory and public outreach and lots of sort of research being done on the land and different, historical markers are found or streamways or elevation or all these different pieces. And we have like 50 different maps that have all these pieces on it. BCRC is going to help us figure out how to use their mapping system to make a layered map. GIS data that has every single piece of inventory that we're collecting. It will include trails, it will include forest tree stands, it will include, anything you can think of, we're going to put into this map. And it's the same mapping system that Tessa McGann uses, who is our county forester. So this is a real collaboration between all of our entities.
And that data will be put on there too.
Yes. So all of that data, any of the data that we are collecting will be included in this map. And it will be reimbursed by VORIC, the VORIC grant, because it will produce the maps that we said we were going to. So she gave us a quote of 2,500, not to exceed 2,500, which is great. I mean, she's already come down and met with me and Nate about it, and really sort of took a jump on it already without the approval, just to say like, this is what we can offer, the scope of service, as part of their continuum of care. So I'm excited to get started with it. So hopefully you guys.
Need a blessing or a motion?
A motion would be great.
Make a motion to move forward BCRC's mapping not to exceed $2,500.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Carl Strohmeyer, aye. Sorry.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Freaking hate
Amy Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. BCRC request to use the space for Center Street residents, open house.
Hannah, what was that date again?
So it's November 19th. They're gonna be here for the planning meeting at 6 PM to go over the results of their MPG study, which is for Center Street improvements that they've been working on. They just wanna do like a open house reception kind of for the Center Street residents because they're the ones directly affected. So they just wanna open up the space so that they can go over the results with them before the meeting. So it'll be like now when I will be here, I can open the building for them.
You say November or December?
November 19th. That will be at 5 PM and then the planning meeting is at 6 PM.
Thank you.
What's your pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the request from BCRC to utilize the town space.
Second,
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Amy Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. Let's lead us into public comment. We have any public comment here now?
No hands are up.
No hands up?
Nope.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second,
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Carl Strohmeyer, aye.
Angie Rowling, aye.
Amy Percy, aye.
Mike Gardner, aye. And I'll be there in person next time, I'm sure.
You look.
Thank you everyone for attending tonight.
Hey, no
Thank
problem.
you.
All righty, take care.